Carl Widmann, is it true that you are the reason that the Mach 1 is coming back? I heard rumors that you were involved in a pitch.
Yes. Yes. So I will take the mantle of the pitcher of the concept, but again, we have a pretty good team that we put together for Mustang, and it takes that team to kind of say, hey, from powertrain, what can you do? Can you make a Tremec transmission with rev matching? How much do you think that is? Can it work? You talk to the automatic transmission guys, say, hey, can you calibrate that real quick and not take a lot of time doing that? Yeah. And you talk to the body team and like, can you just have one engineer design the entire body system for us? And they're like, okay, we'll give you one guy. And so it's all that you kind of put together from the passion Ford has for the Mustang and all the Mustang alumni inside Ford. And you kind of roll that all together from that passion project, and you kind of say, hey, this is a great project, management. It's not in the plan. We think it's a good idea to add it to the overall plan, and usually they're pretty excited too, and they like to put their in it. And so, yeah, the pitch, once you get all those pieces together, is a relatively easy part of the job.
Yeah, so you were sitting at a desk one day, and you were like, we should call this the Mach 1 project, or you were like, I want to bring back the Mach 1? What was the first thought?
So the first thought actually is, why don't we make the best 5-liter ever? So that's the first
That's
thought.
a great thought.
Right? So that's kind of how we roll.
Right.
So it's usually heavy engineering from the enthusiast side, the people who work in the job, right? So like every project we have, there'll be a car that we have that goes to the track and we're doing 500s, and the question is, well, hey, what if we took this motor from this car, this transmission from this car, they bolt it together in the garage, and then they go take it to the track as a quote unquote tuner, and how far does that push it, or what is that character? So it's usually what we figure out is, how do you get that passion into an emotional state for the customer who buys it? And so that's really what started it, is, hey, let's make the best 5-liter. What can we do to make that work? How can we make that kind of in the modern world of a rally car, right? How could someone basically get a factory custom, factory warranty car that they can just drive to the track as a 5-liter? And so that was the concept. So we laid that out and said, hey, really, we've gotten a lot of comments and we want automatic transmissions in these types of cars. So every time I go to Australia, they always ask me, why the heck don't I have a track-capable automatic? So I only have to get told that twice, and I remember that. So that's how the automatic came part of the Mach 1 project. That is going to be real popular overseas, and actually in this audience here, it's very popular also in really want that capability and driving it day to day, and then still being track capable.
Yeah. And I got to say, they're doing dynos over here, so we're getting interrupted a little bit on the interviews every once in a while. So you're gonna hear some sound out here. It's not piped in. It's real. It's a dyno. Now you've been with Ford for 30 years.
Yep.
So you started when you were 15?
Yeah, no doubt. No.
I mean, does he look younger than me? Does he look younger than me? What the heck?
Yeah, so I started designing cylinder heads a long time ago. Yeah.
And how did you first get into Ford 30 years ago?
So I'm 3rd generation Ford.
Are you?
So my dad, I was fortunate when I first started at Ford, I got to work in the same engine group that my dad was working.
Wow, that is so cool.
It's kind of special.
That's so cool. Yeah, that's what Ford's about. It's about family. It's about fathers, sons, and daughters. It's about a middle America car we can afford that's way more awesome than the price. I don't want you guys to raise the prices on us or anything, but that's what I've always appreciated about Ford. That's part of the reason why I started Mustang Betting, is because of what Ford's all about. And that's why I'm around it.
And there's lots of people with the same story at Ford and Cook Ross. And the Mach 1's really about trying to get track capability at a price point, and then if you get it out to the track, I mean, the Brembo brakes are great.
Oh, yeah.
You put big rubber on it.
Yeah.
And the styling actually ended up real fierce looking, real aggressive looking, but it's also tremendously functional to get the side heat exchangers. So you got engine oil out to the front of the car, transmission oil out to the front of the car.
And your front discs are becoming lazy Susans. They're so darn
big.
Yeah. I mean, these days, look at the size of these discs, man. They're barely sticking them in the rims. That's cool. That's cool because you got to drive the car. My point of view is I want to get like an old Mustang and I don't want it to be perfect because I want to drive the car. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And whatever you got, if you got a 3.8 or you got a 5.0, use every pony to their max, in my opinion. Right?
It's what it's all about,
That's
right?
what it's all about.
Because that when you put it on the track, tires are super critical important. We've got a great chassis on the Gen 6, and so that's what you can get. And on this car, it was same kind of thing. So as we started working on it, the guys are like, "Hey, we have these subframe bushings we didn't want." I'm like, okay. So the subframe bushings are unique on this application. They're 50% stiffer. So as you
Wow,
turn
50%?
in, yep. And my Fordperfomance guys are like, "Hey, wait, we've got this new intermediate shaft for the steering gear. It's like way stiffer, and you can have this laser steering capability." I'm like, okay, we'll add that in. Don't worry, it'll get there just for job one.
See, things haven't changed. Things have not changed at Ford from the 60s. They're still like pushing, let's do this, let's do that. And then this gentleman, we all owe a debt of gratitude for bringing back the Mach 1. All right, I'm going to ask the question. It's going to be hard because Courtney Hansen said it's like choosing your favorite grandchild. What's your favorite Mach 1? What year?
69s. So as we did the car, it's really what we had the posters of up in the studio as the guys went through it was a 69.
Yeah. Well, the 69 for me has always been the quintessential body.
Yep.
I've always loved it. But the S550 body style, I almost want to say in a video that I like it better than the 69. I can't even believe I'm saying that because I always thought that body was the perfect body.
It's
This is amazing.
So different when you park them next to each other. It's just this one is so much about aerodynamics. You see it so low to the ground, and it's all about being able to carve that turn. It's all about, hey, you get to the end of the straight at 120 miles an hour, you need brakes, and you need to be able to have that car down on the front end.
Well, we thank you for your thought process and letting us enjoy our lives even better because of you.
Thanks. It's about the team, man.
It's about the team at Ford. This guy helped out. The team helped out, and he helped out too with the Mach 1. We all owe him a debt of gratitude. I hope you're coming to the Ford Nationals because you can meet great people like this. Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
We did a Knuckles?
Knuckles.
That's what we got to do nowadays. Thank you.